Ansley, finally. We have been trying to get together for 2 years, and finally it happened in this service, so you certainly were a blessing. I don't know what you all were thinking when she was playing the harp, but I was thinking of King Saul and how he was such a troubled person. And then the playing of the harp brought peace to his life. And you know, certainly the music and the words behind that music should bring peace to each one of us. I also thought of Jack and the Beanstalk. I'll have to be honest, because I looked at you and I thought, hey, that is definitely the Jack and the Beanstalk harp. But I really appreciate having you with us this morning, and Shane, you with us in the service. You have been very patient with me, and I appreciate it. I had surgery 6 weeks ago, and it's been a long, slow process. My wife said to me, have you thanked the people for all the cards? And I said, I'm going to do that Sunday morning. You have just, every day there have been cards there, beautiful flowers, lots and lots of coconut cake and steaks and all kinds of things. So I appreciate so much your loving concern. I want to, before I preach this morning, and obviously some things have changed today. If you haven't realized it by now, we are not going to have the Lord's Supper. We had a miscue, so, but things happen usually for a reason. I would like to, when I think of my relationship with you, I really feel like that I have tried to be a good shepherd. I know most of you by name. I've tried to be there for you and to lead you. Haven't always agreed with you, and you certainly haven't always agreed with me, and that's okay. We are by nature different animals in some senses of the word. But I love this church, and I love my Lord. Most of the time, I have tried to give 100%. At this point, I really I'm not able to do, have not been able to do these last few weeks, everything, and I sort of feel a little bit guilty because, I know that there's so much that needs to be done. So what I would like to do is to ask that we have a called business meeting 2 weeks from today at 5 o'clock. That will be the third Sunday of October. And in the meantime, the Personnel Committee will meet and the Vision 2015 Committee will meet. And what I would like to do is to ask them to redo my job description and allow me to cut back on some of my responsibilities and also cut back on my salary so that I can continue to serve as your senior pastor and your shepherd. Some of the responsibilities that I do would then be passed to some of the other guys, so there would have to be some adjustments made. And they don't know that yet. I'm going to talk to them about that this week, but I did meet with the chairs of the personnel and the Vision 2015. So at that time, you would be asked to vote on that reduced job description. And I certainly understand, and if you decide at that point that no, you really need someone who's going 100%, I'm very much accepting of that. This would be for an unlimited or an undesignated time period. I'm having, because of I did great in the surgery, but partly because of the straightening of the spine from the scoliosis, I'm having severe muscle spasms on the right side, so can't take medication for it when I'm going to be out like this. And that will eventually go away, but it's been really hard to deal with it. At the same meeting, and because I am not assuming anything in the motion that I will bring to you that evening, I would like for the Vision 21 to make a recommendation as to the transition team, what the transition team will be doing in the future, because I think we always have to be prepared and ready. And this 6 weeks out of commission has made me even more sensitive to how important this is. And then following that, I think that they will actually have prepared a list of personnel for that transition team. So with that said, I want to thank you and to say that it's really good to be back with you today. One of the strongest images in the Bible, when we think of all the different images that it presents of Jesus Christ, is that of the church as his bride. Every child who's been in Sunday school knows that the first miracle Jesus performed was at a wedding feast. And then when we come to the book of Revelation, it talks about all the chaos on this earth. And then it ushers us into the presence of God. And the image that God used in that book is that of a wedding feast. Revelation 19 says, "Let us rejoice and be glad and give God the glory, for the wedding of the Lamb has come, and his bride has made herself ready. Fine linen, bright and clean, was given her to wear." And then parenthesis, fine linen stands for the righteous acts of the saints. Fine linen, that which is given to us, is that which we did on earth. Now, my son came home from Bill Mack's Bible study, and he said, "Dad, what about the situation of the rewards and everything?" And I said, "Bill, there's a whole lot of different views on that. Some people think that we will have great rewards and they will be working toward those rewards. But I think what this verse of Revelation says is that all of the things that we do on this earth as believers and followers of Jesus Christ will not be done in vain, but every single one will be given to us as fine linen, as garments. And so what I believe about heaven is that some of us will get there, and you won't need a closet. Because like the thief on the cross, you were saved at the last minute. Or maybe you lived longer than a minute, but you never really used what God has given you to serve him. And I think others will have a wardrobe of where there are changes every day because of your faithfulness to God. Fine linen stands for the righteous acts of the saints. In a couple of weeks, I have a wedding scheduled. And, weddings are pretty much routine. I don't know the last time you attended one, but they all go pretty much the same. The guests are supposed to arrive 30 minutes early. That's a little pet peeve I have when guests come in at the exact time of the wedding. I want everybody to be seated and in their place. And then the parents come in. And the parents light the family candles. First is the groom's candle, representing all the things that the parents of the groom have given their son to prepare him for marriage. And then the bride's family comes in and they light the candle for the very same reason. And they realize that at this point, it is their time to say, hands off. God has called these two people together. And then the mother and father of the bride and the groom take a seat and become observers. And then the minister walks in with the groom and the best man and takes his place at the front, and all the bridal party arrives, and they go to their designated spots on the stage, and it looks wonderful. It's beautiful. And then there's this tense moment, and every eye focuses on the aisle where the bride will enter. Now that was strange. How many of you looked at the aisle to see what I was going to pull off? I appreciate that. Most of you just sat there looking at me. And nobody stood. Now, that would be one of the most awkward things that could ever happen. If the bride did not appear at her own wedding, and the groom's left standing at the altar,